Hello, welcome to Burning Questions, a big episode planned. We've got a huge night of racing at Melton on Saturday night. It's Breeders' Crown Finals night, 10 races on the card. They're all Group 2s. And to help us preview the big meeting is a great panel of experts. Brett Carroll joins us. He's got to get to Kilmore tonight, Brett, so we'll make it snappy. And have you got those pizzas out of the oven? Because we don't want that at the background there to catch on fire.
Should be okay. I don't think there's any chance of it catching on fire. It's all electric, but yeah.
Good man. Looking forward to your insights. It's going to be a great show. And harness racing's, I don't know about newest power couple, but it's the biggest power couple. They're joining us together here. I don't know where they are, Tool and Vale or somewhere. Ewa Justice and James Herbertson. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
Great. Where do we find you today?
Just at Toolern Vale, just on the way to Kilmore tonight. Good
stuff. You got the Boost Juices there too. We might be able to get them on board as a sponsor. If you could just put those on the screen, we might be able to send them over a screenshot and we'll get them on board because our first sponsor, they don't need really any introduction, but we'll give them one anyway. Pride's Easy Feed. They stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Let's get stuck right into it. Mr. Blindside and Valentino look the ones to beat. So who wins the opener at this Breeders' Crown meet? We'll go straight to you, Brett. Race 1 on the card, 5:52 p.m. I think we're seeing it the same way, but maybe I'm a bit more confident than you.
I find it pretty hard to split them, to be honest, because they're both on the up. Mr. Blindside obviously had a pretty good time there with James driving it, so I'm just considering it as a whole different form line because it's obviously got a lot of tricks, this horse. Obviously not knocking the other drivers or anything, but there's been a lot of trouble with this horse. So if James can keep it happy, then it's going to be a whole different horse. And Valentino ran probably career best run last time, so I can't really split them, to be honest. James might be able to help about how the horse felt and etc. That'd be good to hear.
Yeah. Herbie, Mr. Blindside for Jeff Webster. My thoughts were that inside back row draw wouldn't be ideal for this guy. Seems a bit of a hothead and can do some funny things, but, he was a good winner last time out. What are your thoughts, and do you think you can win the opening event?
Yeah, well, I would have much rather be drawing front row and been able to let him roll again and keep him happy and that. But, yeah, I'm probably going to have to be in a little bit of a tussle with him early to get him back and keep him in his gates that first couple of hundred. As we saw, Valentino was super in the heat, lost a lot of ground, made up an awful lot of ground, and couldn't have really been more impressive. I think he's probably got a lot more strings to his bow, Valentino, in terms of his manners and his gait. So I definitely think he's the one to beat. But, if my horse can do everything right and that he's got a lot of talent. But, yeah, probably his manners are his biggest chink in his armour. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah. Eva, who wins the opening event, do you think? I'm with Valentino. I've made him the best bet on the program. I reckon that heat run was incredible, I thought.
I'm probably with him as well. It probably suits him having the back draw as well, considering last time I think he got fired up on the gate. So his manners are probably a lot better than Mr. Blindside's, and probably the one draw they didn't want to draw with him would have been 8. So that's against him. But if they're both trotting at the finish, it'll probably be a really close finish. But I'm probably with Valentino at this point.
Good stuff. Yeah, Valentino for me. Let's move on to question number 2. Logical staffing solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. Perfect Class is knocking on the door, so can this weekend be when he comes to the fore? Race 2 is the VHRC Caduceus Classic Group 2 level. Perfect Class, Emma Stewart, Luke McCarthy combined from barrier 5. We'll hold the drivers till last. We'll go to the punting expert, Brett Carroll. You're probably thinking Perfect Class will go really well but won't win again, Brett, or how are you seeing it here?
Doesn't seem to win very often, does it? I think it's actually a pretty straightforward race. It's a random barrier draw race, and the way the marbles have fallen, bizarrely, 3 of the 5 120 Raiders have drawn 7, 10, 11, which makes it very difficult for them. And Like a Wildfire is one of the 120 Raiders that happens to have drawn 2, and I think it'll lead, and that'll be the race. So it actually looks like a great race, but unfortunately, I don't think it'll be an exciting race because I think it'll lead. Perfect Class will sit outside it, and no one else can make a move then because Perfect Class will want to be outside the leader. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward race. Like a Wildfire has led 6 times in this country. Only the mighty Wears the Gold is the only horse that's beaten Like a Wildfire when he's led. But that was because a certain driver in SA got laps mixed up and went early. Otherwise, it might have a 100% record from the front.
The mighty Wears the Gold. We'll take it. So you're pretty confident here, Brett. This is north of $2.
Leads, wins 17-20 Melton. Gee, it's hard to get beat when you're a good horse.
Yeah, you've made a good point here. Ewa Justice drives Haliver for John Justice. Ewa, you've been able to get up on the speed and try and control the races, and he's been brave, but he's been run down his last couple. The front probably doesn't look there for him. Does that make it too hard for Haliver?
Well, I have probably saw the race a little differently. Bulletproof Boy never draws the front row, and when he does, he's very, very fast out. So I thought there was a small chance he could get to the fence, and if he was, and then we took the sit behind Perfect Class, I think that'd be a really good spot for us. But there will obviously, there's a lot of quality horses in it that'll have good trips as well. But yeah, look, he's definitely going to run another good race. But whether he's going to break through in this run, I think it'll be a bit hard for him.
Yeah, Herbie, did you decide to get off Bulletproof Boy? Did you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I would have loved to have driven him in this race. I thought he would have been quite hard to beat, but I was in agreement with Ewa actually with his speed, but even just drawing the front row and being close to them, like even if he was sitting 1-1 on the back of Perfect Class, if he was able to sort of keep Haliver from finding the running line, would have been interesting. It would have been interesting if he, got a good trip. He would have been, really thereabouts. So. I don't know if the race is really that straightforward. I wasn't overly impressed with Like a Wildfire at Swan Hill.
Wow, you're a hard taskmaster.
Yeah, 2 horses that are really just MOM1 sort of horses, made good ground on him late, and yeah, I wasn't. It was an easy kill for him, that race. There was no real top class horses in it, and yeah, I wasn't as wrapped up as a few people obviously were. So I think it's a little bit more open than that, but. The draws definitely fall in 2, 3, 4, 5's favour in terms of being on the front and close to the front of the field. So, yeah, look, Mac Dan, he's been racing super. You can't fault him. He's just so honest, and I'm sure he'll be coming home late. Just comes down to the tempo in that first half.
Any intel on the driving selection for you there, James, or you just do what you're told, or what happened there, mate?
No, look, I had the choice, but you got to look at the big picture sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
You look at all the other drives for the camp on the night, and yeah, you just have to accept it sometimes. But I really would have liked to have driven Bulletproof Boy on Saturday night.
Yeah, he was unreal, wasn't he, Herbie?
Yeah, he was. Like, you look at his sectionals, and I can tell you right now, he had plenty left too. Like there was still enough there to if there was something else in the race that come at him late, he would have been able to fight it off. So, no, I was very happy with him.
Yeah, Haliver was amazing in that race too. He really was.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a great race. I think the rank outside is a horse called Serge Blanco, who is absolutely flying in my opinion. He probably can't win from barrier 6, but he'll be winning very soon. It's a great race. Yeah. So, Brett, you're keen here, Brett, aren't you? What price? 230, 240 or something?
Taylor got to mark it up. I think he's around 250 or something last time I looked. I can't quite recall exactly. I think Hector could possibly run a place as well.
Yeah.
Driven upside down last time, so I'd forget its last run.
We've got another SA Cup winner in there too, Ultimate Vinny. Maybe out.
Race, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, for the record, I'm with Perfect Class. I reckon he can get this one done. I reckon this is a time where he can sit parked and get it done. I reckon he's ready to win. Let's move on to the third question here. Will 7 be heaven for Chucky, or is this draw a little bit yucky? Don't know about that. I don't know if it's my best, but anyway, we're going with it. Herbie doesn't like it.
Eva's going to give you one of those thumbs downs, Tim.
I know. I've got to find the race now. Race 3 is the Harasta Trotters Australian Trotting Grand Prix, Group 2 level over the 22.40. Kiang Chucky, Paddy Legler and Craven going for 3 in a row here. Brett, I had Plymouth Chubb on top for a while, and then I went back and watched some more replays and shook my head and thought, what am I doing? No way. Kiang Chucky on top for me.
Yeah, clearly for me, I think the horse has gone to a whole new level this preparation. So just looking at a whole new horse, and I'm not sure the other horses are improving. I think they've sort of found their level a little bit, and Chucky's, I reckon, gone ahead of them. So I'm expecting Chucky to keep going and getting ready for a big campaign in New South Wales very soon.
Yeah, if Just Believe doesn't turn up at the Inter Dominion, he's in with a live chance, isn't he?
For sure.
Yeah. Ewa Justice drives Mufasa Metro Barrier 4. Ewa, what are your thoughts here? He got the job done last week. I must admit, I thought he could have done it a bit better, but I think I ran into your old man and he said that he might have been a touch underdone heading into that race.
Yeah, he won last start and probably needed to with the run that he had. A win's still a win, and he fought off a horse like Queen Elida, who they've had a lot of battles, and she's come on top a lot of the times. He's beaten her a few times as well, but he still had to hold off really nice horses, which he was able to do. Different race this week. He's drawn it outside of Plymouth Chubb this time. So it makes it a bit more interesting. And Kiang Chucky has definitely gone to another level. 7, definitely not ideal for it. I don't think its gate speed's overly that strong, so it might find itself in a tricky spot early. But I think it's still probably the one to beat. And then you have a horse also coming back from a New South Wales campaign like Aldebaran Zeus, who was really, really good with the sit. So, yeah, it could be an interesting race.
Yeah. Herbie, your thoughts here? Harry Stamper for Joe Pace, Barrier 1. You got gate speed, a fair bit of gate speed outside. Your Plymouth Chubb just runs the gate on his own steam. Chris Alford can pull the trigger on Queen Elida. I assume they'll forge their way forward on Kiang Chucky.
Yeah, I'd say so. And as you say, there's plenty of gate speed there. Harry's is quite good himself. He just hasn't been himself in terms of his steering his last couple little niggles there. So hopefully he's back doing everything right and back on the upward spiral again. He's still not quite up to the likes of Chucky and Queen Elida, but hopefully he's getting there. But look, Chucky, I think he's a standout. His speed is just incredible, and he's got the manners and the attractability to go with it. So, he's definitely on top for me. You still have to respect Queen Elida, of course, and there's plenty of others in the race, Plymouth Chubb. When he's fit and hard and, had 6 or 7 starts under his belt in this grade, he's going to be seriously one to deal with. But, yeah, look, I'd say Chucky on top for me.
Yeah, I'm with him. Here. So, great race there. Brett, where are you, Brett? In an aviary farm or something? What's going on?
What are you talking about? Oh, my chickens. Are they making noise?
Yeah.
They're pretty noisy. Yeah. I'll throw an egg at you if you keep going about it.
And knowing you, the chicken's not on the menu.
They're definitely not.
No. Ever, if you thought the last one was funny, get ready for this one. This might be my worst ever. Some Americans forgotten how to win, but could he cling on by the hair of his chinny chin chin? We're talking about, I don't even know what we're talking about. Race 6, I reckon it is. It is. It's the Breeders' Crown Final for the 3-year-old Colts and Gelding. Some American, Kate Gath, Emma Stewart combined. Brett, your thoughts here? I thought it was a fairly mappable race. I thought Bay of Biscay might get over and take a trail on Some American like he did in the heat. And Some American usually gets run down, but I don't know how you see this one. Can he somehow break this run of 2s?
We find it pretty hard to see, really. I guess he might get there this time, but Bay of Biscay was, they come home in 26 odd last week and he still couldn't hold on. Makes it hard, doesn't it? I don't know. I've always been a big fan of Bay of Biscay. I reckon it's just a really top horse, and James is driving it, so I reckon it could even hold the lead if it wanted to, but I guess up to James. Nathan Street couldn't hold them out, could it? Couldn't be annoying? Didn't think so.
I wasn't sure. We'll find out here. We'll go to Eva. Eva, Herbie told me you are quite annoying. So are you going to be annoying here in this race? He didn't really say that. Are you going to be annoying here for him in this race with Nathan Street, or would you be happy to take a trial on Bay of Biscay?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on the horse's manners, I think, because if he score, well, it could be no hope. He could be out the back if he doesn't score up. But depends on his manners, and I think he's the sort of horse you got to keep happy. But I don't think his gate speed is overly that quick anyway. So probably be happy to sit behind him.
Yeah. Herbie, how did you see this one unfolding? Some American usually goes forward and keeps getting run down. Would you be happy to take a trail knowing that he's going to take you everywhere you want to go?
Yeah, most likely. The first furlong of that race, the heat last week, was extremely fast. I wish they did a first 200-metre time at Melton, because it would have been one of the quickest on record. I'd say we'll be finding the fence, hopefully, if we can. And some American just sit on him again. I'd say Bay of Biscay's run majority of his best races on a helmet rather on the front end. So look, I think that'll be the same case. We might just make him work a little bit harder this week and to find it. But if my bloke comes out as good as he did, I think he'll be okay finding the fence. But we've still got to respect Mickey to success as well off the back row. He's going to find a pretty good spot just off them, and he's been very honest. Whether he's really up to the likes of Bay of Biscay, I'm not too sure, but he's done everything he possibly could do in his last few starts.
Yeah. What's your best of the night, Herbie? Do you think you got Kissed as well? I think on Chafour we haven't spoken about. Let Her Roll, I think, probably one you can't tip people in. It should be winning, but that's my opinion. What's the one you think you can get done away from Let Her Roll?
Oh, look, on Chafour was very impressive at Bendigo's first time sitting behind him. He did everything that I could ask him to do, and just, Pup timed it right on the line. And I actually thought he got there and he beat me, but I was very surprised by the result. But look, he's a horse of the future for sure, and Greg loves him, and he's got the draw to do something there, I'd say.
Yeah, good stuff. And before we get on to the best bets, when do you head away to France?
Thursday, yeah. So the 21st. So we'll head out. I think the flight's about 5 o'clock, so I won't be able to drive anything that day, but we'll be everywhere else in between.
It'll be great. You going for a trip ever? Going for a holiday as well?
No, I'm staying at home. Wasn't invited.
Fair enough. We'll see what we can do next year. We might be able to send you over next year. Sharps Bakery best bets time. I know, Brett, we should be able to get this up online before tonight, but you do fancy one tonight, don't you, for the punters? I think Eva might be driving it.
Yeah, inside leg, race 5, number 1. I think Eva can take the sit behind General Lincoln and get up that long sprint lane at Kilmore tonight, for sure.
Good stuff. What about Saturday night at Melton on Breeders' Crown Finals night?
Spoiled for choice, which is a rarity. My strike rate's pretty ordinary on this show, I've got to say, but I'll stick with Like a Wildfire. Just a nice, easy map, in my opinion, anyway. So, yeah, I'll go with that.
Like a Wildfire. Race 2, number 2 for Brett. I'm going to go race 1, number 9, Valtino. Who's going to go first? Eva, what are you doing with your best bet here?
I don't actually think I've ever got one right when you've asked me for a best bet.
You went very close at Mildura one night at about $10 or $11, I reckon.
That's because it was my first one. That was beginner's luck. It still didn't win. So I'm going to hopefully play it safe and say race 8, number 3, Gates's Gem. I think she should find the front and beat too good.
Race 8, number 3, Gates's Gem. Well, I was texting Glenn Hunter today, and he's got a superstitious media ban, so he wouldn't do a story with me, so I don't think he's going to be impressed that you're tipping his horse ever. Yeah, but he'll be very happy if he can get it done. Herbie, you putting the pressure on yourself or someone else?
Oh, well, there's not much meat on the bone with that one, I wouldn't have thought, so we've got to find something at a little bit of odds.
Just let her roll in the last? Or?
Well, you never know. But no, I'd say I'd say Jillaby Ballerini. If Violet Sanford, does something out of character, and which she has done in the past, she's put one in here and there. But I think she's sort of still on her way up. If she does everything right, she might be able to be thereabouts late. But might get a little bit more odds about Jillaby Ballerini than Eva's one.
Well, I might get the tab to do the power couple multi. We could do Gacy's Gem into Jillaby Ballerini. I don't know what price we'll get, but we'll see what the tab traders want to do. But just speaking of the tab, there is a $50,000 jackpot on the main quaddie on Saturday night. It's the last jackpot of the year, I'm told. So if you want to get involved, do so. Races 5 through to 8. And, of course, the tab will have a special up there for burning questions. They pluck a couple of our best bets and put them together and give us a special on Saturday night. Herbie, Eva, who's driving to Kilmore tonight?
I'll be the driver. Someone's got to be the passenger princess, I think.
I know I did on the way home from Shepparton the other night.
Let's stop this before we have a blue on camera. Thanks, Herbie. Thanks, Eva. Appreciate your insights.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks as well, Brett. That has been Burning Questions on November 14. Make sure you tune into all the coverage on Sky Racing Active, and, of course, Trots Vision for the Big Breeders' Crown Finals night on Saturday night.